Well, I guess this is the year that hell has frozen over. If you're a wrestling fan, you know what I mean by that term, as far as what's been happening lately in the wrestling world. But besides that, in the Call of Duty world, in the Call of Duty news today, hell has officially frozen over. Call of Duty and Sledgehammer have officially addressed the topic of skill-based matchmaking. Holy crap. Now let me read you their quote. And here's what they said on the matter of skill-based matchmaking. We know there is a lot of interest in the matchmaking experience, especially around how skill contributes to how lobbies and matches are put together. Nothing is more important to us than the experience players have with the game. And matchmaking is a big part of that. We've been working on our matchmaking system for well over 10 years, and we continue to spend time and energy on improving the matchmaking process. This involves people working at our Call of Duty studios, our back-end services teams at Demonware, and other groups like our Player Insights team. It's a large effort that we've worked on for many years, and our approach combines latency, search time, and skill, along with many other factors to try to find the best match experience for you. Talking about this topic in detail can be hard, and we haven't spent the time to pull together all of our work to share with you our insights and improvements over the many years. We're looking forward to doing that in the coming weeks after Season 1 launches, and we'll also make it a part of our ongoing discussions with the community. Now, hearing that, and ripping one thing that they've said in that quote, many other factors. Now, there has to be a reason why, for all these years, the matchmaking system has not been talked about all these years because of these quote-unquote many other factors. Now, for those that know, for those that actually have a brain, SBMM is more than just about playing against sweaty players and people of your own skill. It's a complete blueprint and algorithm of how current Call of Duties are made. And I've compiled a list for all you SBMM bootlickers out there that I've seen on Twitter, that people post in comments in other people's videos, etc., that still defend this demonic and evil, ridiculous algorithm and system. I'm going to break down to you what many other factors, quote unquote, many other factors that contribute to this algorithm and to SBMM. Starting with number 10, I have 10. Starting with number 10, bad maps. Now, if you remember in Modern Warfare 2019, Joe Sekot, the head director, if that's his title, of Infinity Ward, literally said himself that they changed the way they designed the maps specifically for bad players and for new players, particularly and new players that are coming into the franchise for the first time or are returning to the franchise after a long time that still need to get a feel of how to play Call of Duty. He literally said it himself, and the video is out there, that they literally made the maps porous for new players, for bad players, so they can feel like they're doing a good job, and they have a safe space, and they made the guns more lethal so that they can easily get a kill and know how to move around the little safe space. They feel like, yeah, I can do this, blah, blah, blah. That obviously is part of the blueprint for SBMM, for new players, for bad players, the bad maps. They do that on purpose for players like that. Number 9, the bad spawn systems. The bad spawn systems so that us good players, or players that are good, don't spawn trap the bad players over and over and over again. And if you keep killing the same player over and over and over again, or if you're on a good streak and you're doing well, they will literally spawn people either behind you or around the corner from you. And the spawn systems that we have now are totally completely random and game mode specific, especially hardpoint, especially in this current game in Modern Warfare 3. The spawns are just all over the place, and it's definitely not the same spawn system that we're used to. That's also another ingredient to this system, to this algorithm, also for bad players. Number 8, microtransactions. So now let's say you see something, oh my god, that's so cool, that's a cool blueprint, blah, 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 whatever. A guy, random person, random player is just going to buy that cool blueprint, and you buy that blueprint, the game is going to give you a couple of good matches to play with that blueprint so that it's kind of like advertising that bundle to the rest of the lobby to get other people to buy that, to think, hey, that gun is overpowered, let me buy that bundle. And then people buy that bundle to think that that gun is going to be good for them too. And that's how Activision makes the most of their money, through microtransactions. That's also part of the algorithm. So in 2019, we went away from loot boxes and supply drops, and we went into $20, $30 microtransactions. Number 7, this is the big one. This is a very important one. Disbanding lobbies. Now, last year, Infinity Ward addressed something about disbanding lobbies. They didn't really do anything. This year, Sledgehammer addressed testing of disbanding lobbies, and maybe we'll see if they're going to do something about that. But disbanding lobbies is a big part of the algorithm, a big part of SBMM, and the reason why lobbies don't stick together now. Because if you do well in the lobby, of course they're going to pull you out of that lobby, they're going to break everybody apart, and everybody that did well in that lobby is going to climb up this invisible bracket, so your games get sweatier, your games get harder, to keep you from doing well in the same in another game that you popped off like before. So if you went, for example, 85-10, for example, on Rust or on Shipment, they're gonna put you in another lobby where you can go either even Steven or have a less amount of kills with almost an equal amount of deaths, or a lot more deaths than you've had in your previous game. That's why they do that. That's why they disband lobbies, so they can make your games harder, put you against other people of your skill or higher, so that you don't pop off anymore. Number 6, inconsistent anti-cheat. Now, I believe that the higher, let's say you keep popping off and you pop off, you go into your next matches and you keep doing well and you keep going positive and you keep going on streaks, eventually they're going to keep climbing you up that invisible rank, that invisible ladder. And eventually, if you do too good, like, I mean, if the algorithm feels like they can't break you, you're going to be going up against players potentially cheating that won't get banned, whether they're using a Cronus, whether they're using wall hacks, whether they're using aimbots. You're going to be going up against either the best of the best or potential cheaters. And as we know, this anti-cheat is the most inconsistent anti-cheat out there in gaming. Players don't get banned. If players do get banned, they come back, they make another account. The anti-cheat, the companies that make these cheats and these hacks, they just update their programs. People come back and they still cheat, and there's just no way of getting rid of it. Ricochet is probably like the worst anti-cheat that we've ever had. It's inconsistent, it's broken, doesn't work. Cheaters still cheat, hackers still hack, they get away with it, and unfortunately they're still out there. So I do believe that an inconsistent anti-cheat is related to SBMM, because since those are like the higher, like, since they do well, so well because they're hacking and they're cheating, you get put into these crazy lobbies against cheaters. If you happen to do well in the matches that they still give you, you're gonna get put against hackers, you're gonna get put against cheaters, and your game's gonna be unplayable because you did too good beyond what the game could handle. Number 5, overpowered aim assist. And I'm going to put that in quotes because there are a lot of people out there that say aim assist is overpowered, and a lot of people have done tests and blah, blah, blah. Now, I believe the overpowered aim assist is for bad players to help them easily get kills, to help them have a good experience so that they could easily kill a player that is of good skill, whether it's on the control, no, whether they're playing on controller or they're playing on mouse and keyboard. Aim assist to help bad players. They make the aim assist stronger, so it's easier for these players to get kills. Back in the day, we had target assist or aim assist, but it wasn't as strong as it is now. What is my view on aim assist? I don't think it's as strong as some people say. My experience is completely different. There's some sort of like weird thing going on with aim resist and all this other crap. But at the end of the day, a bigger increase in aim assist for bad players, so they can feel like, you know, they're doing well, and blah blah blah. Number 4, inconsistent hit detection and gunplay, especially in this game more than ever. Like, while I was grinding camos, especially the shotguns, I can be at point blank range at somebody with a shotgun, and the shotguns that shoot quick, you take like 2 or 3 shots and you don't get a hit marker. Now, that could just be a bug, that could just be a glitch, or could that be part of the algorithm? That's a topic that's been discussed over the last few years. Skill-based hit detection, that can be a thing. You know, it's a little funny. That can also be related to another point on this list that I will touch in after this next point, which is number 3, match scores. This is one of the big things about skill-based matchmaking and this algorithm is the scores of the matches. When the algorithm has got you in a headlock, your matches will be almost even, if not dead on even, on hardpoint, domination, TDM. You're going to have close games. And if you're a player that likes to win and wants to do well in winning these objective modes, if you're a competitive player, this is going to be like annoying, especially now in this game where wins actually count, because you have to win to unlock stuff in this new armory unlock system, and that's got to be frustrating for some people, especially with this new system. I'm not a fan of this armory unlock system, and now being forced to have to win games to unlock items that we should already have just by leveling up makes it more frustrating, because the better you do, now the more challenging it's going to be to actually win games because of this algorithm. Games are going to be close. Games might end up in a tie. It's very annoying and it's very frustrating. Number 2. This can go back, and this can relate to the number 4 point that I made about the hit detection and the gunplay. This one is a major one. Connection and server manipulation. Now, when you start your session, or let's say, for example, if you reverse boost or you rinse it off, you're going to have a near perfect or a really good connection. You're going to have a low latency, low ping in your games. You're not going to have packet bursts. You're not going to have lag. You're going to have a good experience. And this does not matter if you have good internet or bad internet, anything like that. The game is going to put you in a lobby if you feel like you've been doing too well, and against players to hold you down no matter where they are in the world, and your ping and your connection will suffer the better you do. That's already been proven. It's out there. Even if you reverse boost, you're going to have great connections. But if you start doing too well, the longer you play, the longer your session is, your ping will shoot up. You're going to get packet burst. Your game's going to start lagging. There's a gameplay, my gameplay on Rust. I had an 85 kill game, and I dropped 85 kills, and then the first half of that game, my connection it felt like everything was fine. The second half of that game, I feel like I'm being pushed all over the map because I'm doing too well. And then the very next game after that, which I didn't record actually, that was a horrible game. From the beginning of the game to the ending of the game, I was skipping all over the map. I felt like I was being pushed. The connection was just horrible because of just one game. And that's horrible, because even if you have the best internet, the game's not going to take that into account. The game's going to take into account how well you did. Engagement optimized matchmaking. It's going to determine your next games depending on how well you do, and it's going to completely disregard your connection, and we know that as a fact. The connections are a big part of the skill. You're in this invisible bracket that you move up in public matches, depending on how you do in your games. Now, the number one, and this is the most obvious one: sweats, no lifes, cheaters, hackers, like I mentioned before. This is like the one thing that skill-based matchmaking and the algorithm does to you when you do 2-1. It puts you up against the best of the best players. You can't get a shot off of them. Sometimes you can't even come out of the spawn. If you're trying to do camo challenges, they're nearly impossible to complete because you're literally being punished for doing well. And that's not right. Why try to get good at the game and be punished for being good? Like, why? Like that's I mean, that's just insane. That's just insane. Like, why should we be punished for doing well? It doesn't really help anybody if you think about it, because if you're trying to protect a certain group of players, let's say they do end up getting better, now they're going to hit this plateau once you reach the part of the algorithm where you're going against sweaty players, you're going against the best of the best. And it's just not going to be a fun experience anymore because everybody's got a lock on you. Everybody's got you in the spawns. Everybody knows where you are. Everybody's got a constant UAV. It's just not a fun experience going against sweats constantly every game, trying your ass off for nothing. And there are some people out there that would like a reward for sweating in pubs. If you want to keep skill-based matchmaking in pubs, where's the reward? That's why you have a ranked play, because the better you do, the more rewards you get. You get put into a higher bracket, and if you do well in that higher bracket, then you unlock another set of rewards and another set of rewards, and that's what ranked play is. You become gold, you become platinum, you become diamond, you climb up the ranks, and you get rewarded for that. That doesn't exist in pubs. That doesn't exist in pubs, and we're literally playing for nothing. Literally playing for nothing. Pubs should be a casual game mode, and we shouldn't have to sweat our balls off. We shouldn't have to sweat. We shouldn't have to try hard every single time during our session. Just want to relax and play regular Call of Duty. Where's the variety? Where is the variety? Where's the consistency? That's a big thing, is consistency. Where's the consistency? There's no consistency. Every match is different. There's no consistency in your connection. There's no consistency in your gunfights. Everything changes. Everything changes. The players you play against, they get harder. The better you do. It's ridiculous. And while I'm glad they're finally addressing this, but I feel like these other factors that I mentioned here are probably not going to be mentioned. And they should be mentioned because it's more than just about latency, search time, and skill, like they stated in their quote. Now, let me know what you guys think about this. Are you happy that they're finally addressing skill-based matchmaking? Do you think it'll be removed? Do you think it'll be tweaked? Or is this just a PR stunt, a marketing stunt to get people to pull back on the constant tweeting and the Reddit posts and all that, to make people think, okay, they're finally actually going to probably do something? Do you think something is going to happen? Do you think something's going to change? Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, drop a sub, catch me on my live streams. I live stream mostly every day, if not 5 to 6 days during the week. Let's talk about it. Let's see. Season 1 is next week. We just got Rust. Rust is back. Rust and Shipment 24/7. Shipment is back in the game. Yeah. New content coming next week. Let me know what you guys think about everything. And, yeah. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys in one of my live streams or in the next video. Peace.